Your exam is around the corner, you've been studying hard, and now you need a way to test your knowledge before the exam. Well, don't worry, we got you covered. Right now, we're going to take a mini 25-question practice exam to test your study skills. Good luck. Rules regarding real estate licensees are issued by the A, Attorney General, B, Real Estate Commission, C, Governor, D, Local Association of Realtors. And the answer is B as in boy, Real Estate Commission. The Missouri Real Estate Commission issues rules regarding real estate licensees and the real estate profession. Practicing real estate without a license in Missouri is A, felony, B, infraction, C, misdemeanor, D, not a crime. And the answer is C as in Charlie, misdemeanor. In Missouri, practicing real estate without a license is a misdemeanor offense. Which of these actions must the commission take if an investigation determines that no violation has occurred? A, file a counter-complaint against the one who made the complaint. B, notify the licensee's broker and all the firm's associated licensees. C, reimburse the licensee for any expense incurred by the process. D, dismiss the complaint against the licensee. And the answer is D as in dog. Dismiss the complaint against the licensee. If an investigation determines that no license law violation occurred, the commission must dismiss the complaint against the licensee. Which of the following is not a disciplinary sanction that may be imposed by the Real Estate Commission? A, incarceration for not more than 6 months. B, license revocation. C, license suspension. D, remedial education. And the answer is A as in apple, incarceration for not more than 6 months. Only a court can order a person incarcerated. Which of the following offenses requires the commission to revoke a licensee's license? A, any dangerous misdemeanor. B, offenses against the family. C, any license law violation. D, a pattern of driving violations. And the answer is B as in boy, offenses against the family. The commission is required to revoke a licensee's license if the licensee pleads guilty to or is found guilty of a dangerous felony or murder in the first degree, felonious sexual offenses or offenses against the family, or offenses involving child pornography and related offenses. What is the role of a Missouri designated broker? A, a designated broker is responsible for managing the brokerage firm. B, a designated broker assignment avoids dual agency complications. C, a managing broker designates a broker to work with a buyer or seller client. D, a managing broker designates a salesperson to act as a broker in an emergency. And the answer is A as in apple. A designated broker is responsible for managing the brokerage firm. The designated broker is responsible for managing the brokerage firm and supervising associated licensees. This differs from a designated agent, which is an arrangement that permits 2 licensees from the same firm to represent both the buyer and seller in a single transaction. If you like these questions, you can get thousands more just like them. We have an online exam prep package that you can buy to get instant access to our database of study resources like unlimited practice exams, vocabulary flashcards, and an ebook study guide that explains concepts and math formulas you'll need to know for your Missouri real estate exam. The link for that is in the description and comments below. A salesperson who converts to inactive status, A, must complete the same number of CE courses as an active licensee. B, is required to complete 15 CE courses to reactivate the license. C, renew the inactive license every other year. D, is not required to complete CE hours. And the answer is D as in dog, is not required to complete CE hours. A salesperson whose license is on inactive status is not required to complete continuing education courses while the license is inactive. Which of the following is not a legal listing agreement in Missouri? A, listing with an option to purchase. B, net listing. C, open listing. D, pocket listing. And the answer is B as in boy, net listing. Net listings are illegal in Missouri. A sales manager or assistant sales manager, A, must hold a real estate license. B, must have at least a bachelor's degree. C, must have at least a master's degree. D, is not required to have a real estate license or any minimum education. And the answer is A as in apple, must hold a real estate license. An individual serving as a sales manager or assistant sales manager for a real estate firm must hold a real estate license. Which of these tasks can unlicensed assistants legally perform? A, negotiate commission rates with buyer and seller clients. B, interpret contract clauses with buyer and seller clients. C, sign a listing agreement on behalf of the broker. D, distribute broker-approved just listed flyers. And the answer is D as in dog. Distribute broker-approved just listed flyers. Unlicensed assistants can't perform any duties for which a license is required, including negotiating commission rates, interpreting contract clauses, or signing listing agreements. They can, however, perform clerical tasks, such as distributing flyers. Which of the following is not a property management service? A, maintaining the physical property. B, selling the property. C, managing budgets and finances. D, negotiating and signing leases. And the answer is B as in boy, selling the property. Property management services include maintenance, budgets, finances, and lease negotiations. The sale of the property would require a separate listing agreement. Which of these situations represents a non-agency real estate relationship? A, the licensee represents only the buyer in a transaction. B, the licensee represents both buyer and seller in a single transaction. C, the licensee has been named by a firm's designated broker to represent a client. D, the licensee is performing ministerial tasks only for a buyer. And the answer is D as in dog. The licensee is performing ministerial tasks only for a buyer. A non-agency relationship, also called transaction brokerage, requires that the licensee perform only ministerial tasks for the buyer or seller. Which of these statements about clients and customers is correct? A, A client relationship is formed when a licensee and a customer enter into a brokerage agreement. B, a customer is a party to a transaction brokerage agreement. A client is fully represented in an agency relationship. C, licensees owe the same duties to clients and customers. And then D, clients are represented by the licensee. Customers are the third parties to a transaction, the other licensee, lenders, appraisers, etc. And the answer is A as in apple. A client relationship is formed when a licensee and a customer enter into a brokerage agreement. A client is an individual with whom an agency agreement has been established. A customer may be the other party in the transaction who's unrepresented or represented by another agent. The duties of a licensee owes to a client are different than those owed to a customer. As a transaction broker, a licensee, A, is serving as a dual or designated agent. B, owes all standard fiduciary duties to the client. C, is an advocate for both parties to the transaction. D, assists but doesn't represent a party to the transaction. And the answer is D as in dog. Assists but doesn't represent a party to the transaction. A licensee acting as a transaction broker assists one or both parties by providing ministerial tasks but does not represent the party. You are representing a seller. Which of these is not required of you? A, disclose adverse material facts to your clients. B, disclose adverse material facts to the buyer. C, investigate inspection report accuracy. D, present all written offers to the seller. And the answer is C as in Charlie. Investigate inspection report accuracy. Licensees are not responsible for investigating the accuracy of any other expert opinions or reports, such as the inspection report. An adverse material fact is a fact, A, that negatively affects the property value, B, that affects the value of the property in a positive way, C, regarding products used in building construction, D, that is not related to the transaction. And the answer is A as in apple, that negatively affects the property value. An adverse material fact is a fact that may negatively impact the property value, such as property condition, zoning changes, etc. An affiliated licensee is A, any licensee who works for more than one designated broker. B, any broker or salesperson who works without supervision. C, a transaction broker. D, any broker or salesperson supervised by a designated broker. And the answer is D as in dog. Any broker or salesperson supervised by a designated broker. An affiliated licensee is a licensee who is associated with a particular brokerage firm and supervised by that firm's designated broker. Which of these is not a valid reason to disclose otherwise confidential information? A, when disclosure is required by law. B, when failing to disclose would constitute misrepresentation. C, when required to defend against wrongful conduct charges. And then D, when required to achieve a quicker sale for your seller. And the answer is D as in dog, when required to achieve a quicker sale for your seller. Licensees are permitted to divulge confidential information only if disclosure is required by law. When failing to disclose would constitute misrepresentation or when defending against wrongful conduct charges. Which of the following is not a general duty of a real estate broker? A, to exercise reasonable skill and care. B, to explain the legal consequences of the transaction. C, to deal honestly and in good faith. D, to present all offers. And the answer is B as in boy, to explain the legal consequences of the transaction. Licensees may explain the purpose of a particular action or contract clause, but may not explain or interpret the legal consequences of the transaction, would be practicing law unless the licensee is also an attorney. In which of these situations is the licensee acting as a transaction broker? A, the licensee is making an initial listing presentation. B, the designated broker executes an agency agreement with a client. C, the designated broker enters into a sub-agency agreement with another broker. D, the licensee is working with a consumer but has no agency agreement. And the answer is D as in dog. The licensee is working with a consumer but has no agency agreement. A licensee who works with a consumer but does not represent the consumer is working in a non-agency transaction brokerage manner. To whom must a licensee who is acting as an agent disclose agency status? A, the commission. B, the closing officer. C, an unrepresented buyer when representing a seller. D, a represented buyer when representing the seller. And the answer is C as in Charlie, an unrepresented buyer when representing a seller. A licensee who is representing a client must disclose his or her agency status to an unrepresented parties to the transaction. Dual agency requires A, the written consent of the real estate commission. B, the consent of all parties to the transaction. C, the written consent of either party to the transaction. And then D, a broker to offer a reduced commission. And the answer is B as in boy, the consent of all parties to the transaction. Both the buyer and seller must consent to any dual agency transaction. A licensee who violates a Missouri Real Estate Commission order is guilty of A, felony, B, a misdemeanor, C, violating a non-statutory regulation, D, a Class C civil infraction. And the answer is B as in boy, a misdemeanor. Any licensee who violates a commission order to produce records, appear at a hearing, etc., is guilty of a misdemeanor. A farmer temporarily installs produce coolers in a leased farm stand in order to prevent spoilage. The coolers would be considered which of the following? A, trade fixtures that are real property. B, trade fixtures that are personal property. C, temporary real property. D, emblements. And the answer is B as in boy, trade fixtures that are personal property. Trade fixtures are items of a tenant's personal property that the tenant has temporarily affixed to a landlord's real property in order to conduct business. Trade fixtures may be detached and removed before or upon surrender of the leased premises. Should the tenant fail to remove a trade fixture, it may become the property of the landlord through accession. Therefore, the fixture is considered real property. Property can be converted from real to personal property, and from personal property to real property by means of which processes respectively? A. Assemblage and plottage. B. Application and dissolution. C. Severance and affixing. D. Planting and harvesting. And the answer is C as in Charlie, severance and affixing. Severance is the conversion of real property to personal property by detaching it from the real estate. Affixing or attachment is the act of converting personal property to real property by attaching it to the real estate, such as by assembling a pile of bricks into a barbecue pit or constructing a boat dock from wood planks. Let me know how many questions you got right in the comments below. Remember, you can get more practice exams in our exam prep package. The link for that is in the comments and descriptions below. If you want another free practice exam video just like this one, then watch this video next. All right, everyone, that's all for today. I'll see you next time.